Continuing on our topic of thriving during this pandemic, let me talk to you about using things. The lesson of today is things don't last. Stuff doesn't keep. I've realized this cleaning out the cabinets in the kitchen. Food goes bad, even olive oil. I didn't know oil goes bad, but apparently it goes rancid. Balsamic vinegar, that expensive good stuff that you put on the bread at Italian restaurants? Well, it actually depends on whether it's real or not. If it's labeled as, quote, traditional, if it's the real stuff, it gets better with age, just like wine. People even pass it on to their grandchildren. But obviously the stuff in the kitchen here was not that. Masks? I bought a lot of masks in Singapore. I have a picture of 11 boxes. I was delivering them to people here because it's really hard to find in California still. But apparently they go bad. A lot of places that have had masks in their warehouses, they realize they're not good anymore. They're expired. How do masks expired? Well, the strap could break. Maybe there's rust there. Old computers. You can't even use it. You can't even connect it. I was looking at docks for my laptop, and the old docks just simply don't work. Because they go fit underneath your laptop. There's a little sort of port there, and they don't have that anymore. A lot of this tech stuff, obviously we know, it gets antiquated. I was thinking, wow, there's a microphone, such a good deal. You could barely find them. But it's just a fad right now. Webcams, microphones. In half a year, probably they'll be back to being worthless, right? So the key is use your stuff. It's actually a very hard lesson to learn because some of your stuff is very expensive. You want to save it. You want to preserve it in good condition just in case you want to sell it in the future. It'll have resale value. That's why I have boxes for my camera equipment, because people pay more for that boxes. They presume you've taken better care of it. But I remember my brother, years ago, he's already learned this lesson. And he had bought a very expensive bicycle. It's called a velomobile. It's a fully enclosed bicycle. You've probably seen them, not in real life necessarily, but in pictures. About $5,000 or $6,000, maybe $7,000. He let somebody else ride it, and they managed to roll it down an embankment. And it was damaged. And they're very worried about the bike, but he was just concerned about the person inside. And the thing is, quote unquote, he doesn't take good care of his stuff. In the sense that he uses his stuff as I would presume it's meant to be, right? Bicycles are meant to be ridden. It's like people in their fancy cars. Yeah, you bought a nice fancy $200,000 car, but you're afraid to actually use it. You don't want to get scratched up. If you go to a parking lot, there's these people who just swing open the door and boom, you get a scrape and a dent. And that's absolutely correct. But things in life are meant to be used. We're not collecting here. If you're collecting, I don't know what you're collecting for, because your toys don't go with you. So use it, because otherwise you're going to lose it. And I've seen cleaning out the kitchen these 2 decades worth of things preserved and kept, just in case, right? In good condition, theoretically, except they're not anymore. And they just don't last. Well, except for mung beans. I did end up cooking those dried beans, and they're still pretty good.